Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm setting up my bullet journal for November, and I chose a new background for this setup. So it is a large piece of wood I found in a garage that was really well weathered, which I think looks super cool, as well as a handkerchief in the corner with pumpkins and some leaves. So I hope you enjoy this setup. Make sure to comment down below what theme you did for your bullet journal, and let's get into the video. All I'm doing right now is mixing my watercolor paints together. I'm going to be using watercolors for this month's setup as the main color scheme and like how I'm going to apply the color. The three colors I'm going to be using are a brown, a craft paper, and a watercolor. Also a orange and a red that kind of looks like a pink. These are all watercolors, and they did create a dent in the back of my paper because of the water, but other than that I try to keep the water minimal so I wouldn't have very much bleed through or anything like that. Now I'm just adding some brown paper to the top, and this is the same paper I used throughout the entire setup. When I was trying to come up with a theme for this month's bullet journal theme, I originally created this spread with everything in it but no grid, and it looks super plain. So this is an extra touch I added. I grabbed a 3mm fine liner and drew some pretty thick lines behind it, so it's kind of like a grid board, and I think it really helps add a decoration element to this spread. Now I am adding a calendar to the top right. I figured out last month I did a calendar there, and I do a calendar for almost all of my weekly spreads, so having one right here is a really handy place for me. I accidentally messed up this calendar page and put 2 S's at the end because I forgot I started on a Saturday. So here I'm just adding craft paper back on top, and it looks like nothing was there, and that is the best part about this craft paper. Now I am moving on to making this calendar layout. If you watched my August bullet journal setup, this is the same type of calendar, except this time I'm adding a thicker top to it so I can add the days of the week on top of all the boxes. I added a lot of doodles onto the left side of the calendar if it's facing you, or on the bottom side. I also added a small pumpkin watercolor painting on the bottom. Here is another part where craft paper comes in handy. I wasn't originally planning on having craft paper here on top of this calendar, but I accidentally wrote Monday first instead of Sunday, so here I am adding craft paper on top, and it turned out really great. Now I'm moving on to the next pages, which is going to be on the left. It's going to be kind of a tasks, goals, and a YouTube section. So kind of places for me to jot things down. If you watched my recent setup, that was, I guess it was the September setup. So if you watch my September setup for the camping theme, I did a page similar to this one. So I'm adding it again, except not next to the calendar, on a different spread. Then on the right hand side, I'm adding a habit tracker. I had a lot of doodles around it, like pumpkins and coffee and mittens, just to give it a little bit more of a colorful touch. The last page is a brain dump, which is always an essential for me in these bullet journal spreads. And now we're at the end of this bullet journal setup. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to comment down below your bullet journal theme and check out the videos down in the description.